And welcome everybody to Co-op Guild. This is Steve with a new segment I'm trying to do more of here. So trying to do some more lists for you guys. So my goal this year is to do a list every month. So we're gonna start off this month with a list of the top preview games of 2025. But I see lots of friends here today. Hey Jerry, yes, you got the final blow on that boss. That's awesome. Kim's here, Yogi. Let's see. Derek, how's it going? Elaine, Derek's here. Lots of friends. Sweet. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Yes. Okay. But yeah, so this will be a live list going through my top 10 preview games of last year, 2025. And by preview games, I mean games that weren't released. They were in demo form. I got a chance to play them in one form or another. And kind of want to put them in a list so that if anybody's interested in late backing, I think I was looking at them. I think basically all of them are available to be late pledge right now, so you can still get in on them, or if you want to adjust your pledge or whatever. But yeah, this is information on that. But a huge disclaimer, in that this is talking about preview games, so there's a lot that I just don't know about, and once the game comes out, this list could very well change with seeing the final product, of course, right? Seeing what it's going to end up in the end. But I want to put this out there anyway, just so we can talk through fun stuff like that. So November can be top 10 lists. Okay, yes. All right, so let's start diving into it. So number 10 on this list will be Runeborn Dungeons of Kobora. So I have a playthrough of this one on the channel. This one is a procedurally generated dungeon crawler. That's how to talk about it. And it is setup does take a little bit of time. It's not as bad as I thought it was, to be honest. But you see here, this is the board, and you'll be laying out all these hexes on this board in different layouts. There's a lot of different layouts you can choose from. But then you'll be controlling a hero, running around this board, exploring these different hexes as you flip them over. Most of the hexes give you like a one-time benefit. Like this one, cool, got some gold. This one over here, it's a trap to deal with. You run into, of course, enemies popping up that you have one round to take care of them. They don't follow you around, but you just have one round to try to defeat them. And of course, you have a big boss in the middle. And the whole point is you run around trying to level up, getting a bunch of gear to eventually go and face the boss. And the bosses, they play a bit differently in how you approach them, and they have different effects that will impact the dungeon as a whole. You also have actually the stat system over here is pretty nice to keep track of. So it's very much deterministic combat in a lot of situations, which is kind of nice. And you will have these mini quests to go on as well. So yeah, it was a fun game. I think the biggest thing I would want differently for this one is I wanted the locations to have more of a persistent feel to them. So that was my only big thing, because like some of them you like go to a spot and you get gold, right? And then if I went back there, it just doesn't do much else. There is one location where you can go talk to the merchant a bunch, which is pretty cool. So I do like that part of it. So, and by the way, as I'm going through this list, if you guys have any questions on anything, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. So good morning, Greg. How's it going? Hey, Alexis. So, all right. So that was number 10, Dungeons of Kobora. And this one is you can late pledge it. I did check this one up. So, all right, let's move on to number 9. Number 9, Red Tides: A Tale of New Caribia. So this one is a cooperative pirate game, which is not common at all. Normally, you see pirate games; they're always competitive. So I got excited to see a cooperative version of it. And this one is honestly, it's a really fun dice checker. Really fun dice checker. So in this game, you are controlling a ship that you will affix different cannons and equipment to it. And you can also hire different crew to join your ship. And it's all part of like this market up here. So you've got a lot of different choices on cannons and crews and stuff like that. And you're going out to take on little ships you can try to sink and steal the loot, all the fun stuff. And then there's like mini bosses and then one big boss at the end. And so you're trying to level up to take down the big boss. I particularly liked it when the co-op, when you're teaming up to take down a mini boss or a big boss together, because that got fun trying to do that together. But otherwise, when you're taking down normal enemies, they're just kind of just a solo thing. But yeah, it was fun to play this one. My son absolutely loved this. When we had the prototype, he kept asking to play this one over and over again. So, like I said, it is a dice chucker, so you're just rolling gobs and gobs of dice, rolling all these hits. So yeah, it's a fun, if you want a good dice chucker, this one to look for. So, but that is Red Tides, Tale of New Caribia. So let's keep going. Number 8. This one is a relatively new one that we've played on channel, and it hasn't launched yet. It'll be launching next month. Mouths of Light Adventures. So this is the first game for Twin Tail Studios. Twin Tail Studios is the company that Adam Brady Sadler are controlling themselves. They own the company, basically. And so they're getting back into publishing board games. So what they're doing is they're writing books, and then with the books, they are creating a board game off those books. And so this one is their first board game underneath that title. So this one, if you're familiar with Sadler titles, this will not be much of a surprise, I think, because they basically took like a lot of stuff that's like great in a lot of their games and combined into one. That's what it is. And so in this game, you are controlling a hero that has 3 different main actions down here. So the actions are like attack, explore, and then prepare, which is like healing and stuff like that, and getting your cards back. And you'll be running around a map. You'll be doing 3 maps for the full game, and each map has its own little twist to it, I would say. It's encounters, basically what it's called in the game, and you'll be battling bad guys. And the important thing is trying to uncover these discovery tokens. Discovery tokens let you level up. You can level up your cards, your dice, all that fun stuff. And yes, this does have exploding dice in the normal Sadler fashion. It's a good times. But you're trying to do that while also slowing down the boss, because the boss is also trying to level up. And then basically after 2 acts, you go to the finale, and then the finale, you're done leveling up, and the boss is done leveling up, and you have a battle there. And if any one player dies, you lose. If you defeat the boss, everyone wins. So yeah, this one, you'll see a lot more of it coming up in February. I do have a playthrough of it, and there's other people that have playthroughs as well. Colin did a playthrough at Meet Me at a Table, and Mike did a playthrough at One Stop Co-op Shop, and Paul from Gaming Rules just did a live stream of it yesterday. Yes, yesterday. So you got lots of content out there to watch. And this is the one we have here. So very cool game. Yeah, the one thing I want to see different, and I know they're already tweaking it, so is how the schemes work in that one. I want to see the boss those schemes have a little more impact when it comes to boss. But yeah. Like I said, I know the Sadler Brothers are already working on some adjustments, so just keep in mind, like I said, all these games I'm talking about the preview of it. I think they all have changed since I've last played them. Let's put it that way. Okay, moving on. Number 7, Honor's End. So this was a deck building game, and Kim and I, we love our deck building games. I think deck building is one of Kim's favorite board game mechanisms, honestly. But this one is where you are trying to survive a couple different waves of enemies. And it's interesting in that you level up these stats to get new equipment. Your deck is going to be changing throughout the course of the game quite a bit. And you're trying to... And it's kind of interesting because when I read about it, you can only play 1 card on your turn. But it's not exactly true, because like you play 1 card, but then if you chain cards together, you can develop these combos. And there's ways of playing other cards as well with different abilities. So it was a lot of fun. It's a cool game. Yeah, I think some of the bosses we ran into, or the enemies, sometimes they would shut down different strategies. And if you built your deck to that strategy, or your character to that strategy, that could have backfired. So that was the one thing to keep in mind for this one. Oh, Derek's talking about the Sadler Brothers. Honestly wish... Yeah, so you're talking about Malice of Light here, which is just a card game. Yeah, I actually like the board game because it's basically like a little bit of Street Masters, a little bit of Heroes of Terranoth the Warcraft one I can't think of. So the name of that one, and a bunch of stuff in that one. But yeah, Honor's End. So very much a fun deck builder. Uh, and you're trying to keep you try and keep your honor up, while also racing against the clock, trying to feed up the bad guys. So my son also had a lot of fun with this one. My son has plays a lot of these games with it. Now there's also a story, a kind of a light campaign, I'd say, where you play certain setups and you read what's going on, and kind of walks you through. That's cool. Honestly, I just like playing the game as a random 3 enemies approach, which is very possible in this game as well. So that is Honor's End, number 7. Let's keep going. Moving on, number 6, the Nemesis expansion for Earth Under Siege. So I covered this earlier this year, but I'm a huge fan of Earth Under Siege, and this one is adding a much more interesting boss mechanism to the game. Because before, the bosses, they were good, but now they're having this more unique feel to them, which is always better, right? So if you're not familiar with Earth Under Siege, it is a big campaign sci-fi crawler, I guess I would say, where you're running through different bases. It is honestly, oh my gosh, brain fart. What's that sci-fi video game that everyone loves? XCOM. It's basically XCOM, the board game, honestly. So aliens have basically taken over the Earth, and you're an elite fighting force, and you're working together to try to take back the Earth, is what it is. Very heavy on stealth. So you'd be sneaking around. There's cameras to you have to worry about, and you can like hotwire things. It's excellent. I absolutely love this game. The tons of decisions in it, tons of luck mitigation as well. So yeah, so Nemesis expansion just adds more to that, and adds new character classes as well, which I would definitely want to try, because all the characters are very unique in how they play. Huge fan of this one. This one is definitely staying in my collection. So I was very happy to play the Nemesis expansion bit for this one a bit last year. Okay, so that was Earth Under Siege Nemesis expansion. Yes, pillow's their best weapon. Yes, that's right, Kim. Yeah, the mission design in this game is excellent. They all feel different. I always worry about that. Oh, and it also, to mention that too, it's also a branching mission as well. You will play one mission, and you have to make a choice, and then it'll take you on a short branch and then bring you back to a common point, and then you make another choice and take another short branch and come back to another point. So like, it has a fun branching system, and like I said, all the missions feel very, very different. It's a really, really fun game. Definitely recommend trying it out if you haven't. So, Earth Under Siege Nemesis expansion. Number 5, Spellrift Legends. So this is by Dragori Games. This is a big open world boss battle game. Open world adventure, probably. Like, okay, I'll start all over. Now I'm glad you're here. So Spellrift Legends. You're basically taking cultural icons and historical icons from all over history, and they come together, and you can see here the board. It's called Spellrift because all these historical lands and areas have breached each other into this common, like, time's all mixed up basically. And so you have characters like I think Cleopatra's in there, and Merlin's in there, and a bunch of other like historical figures as well, or cultural figures, as to say, is a better way of saying it. But the game itself is you can explore these different realms. You can go to different areas, and then each area will have different adventures to go on. You're rolling dice to try to complete the test. And then you also will be leveling up your character. And your character has uncommons, and rares in the deck, so it's really fun to get those different powers. And they all play very differently. Every card is two-sided in the sense that, or two half, as I say. And that one is like a non-combat ability, the other is a combat ability. And you're basically leveling up, trying to stop too many rifts from opening up all over the worlds, and defeat the boss at the end. So... played this one a number of times, and we actually streamed it on Tabletop Simulator with Derek from Kenji Studios. So Really big game. The one thing I think that kind of wasn't sure about is the miniatures themselves, the enemies. They have a lot of miniatures on the board, and there's not a lot of space, at least in the TTS version of it. So I would have liked if it was like, just put one miniature there, and you could have the track health with the other miniatures off the board or something like that. Just a minor thing, but yeah, it was a cool game, very cool game. Definitely one of those games that I gravitate towards. I love open world type adventure games. Okay. All right. So now this was the up to number 5. Now my top 4. Honestly, there's a big break. Like from when I was putting this list together, it was like, okay, these are the ones down here, and then my top 4, like, okay, these are all like super awesome games, and I can very much see my top 4 easily shifting around quite a bit, and I think you'll see my top 4 here. I think it has a bias to what I saw from a complete game a little bit, but we'll get into it. Like all these top 4 are excellent games. Highly recommend all of them. Number 4. Battleforge Berserker. This game is amazing. I love this game. It is super fun. This is my favorite boss battler I've played, in the sense that like you've got a boss you're working to defeat, and it's got different you have to attack from different sides and different aspects you have to deal with. Yes, so this is the game that really struck with me, and it is very easy to set up. You've got different maps to lay out with these books you flip over and line them up, and you got your map. So it's very easy to set up that way. But the main mechanism is a rondel here, which is so much fun because it's one of those things that, like, it's pretty easy to teach and learn, but how it works, it allows for very clever play, and so satisfying to play this game as you run through it. Oh yeah, keep killing the bots. Yeah, I gotta fix that bug, Yogi. I've been meaning to update that boss battle for a while. But yeah, so this is a rondel, very very cool as you pick up your cubes and move around. Fantastic. I love this game. Like I said, I played this at Gen Con last year, and it was my game of the con that year, and I luckily got a chance to play the prototype and still loved it. So Kim also loves this one, like, so easy back for us. We want to get a copy of this game for sure. So but the other cool thing about it is you choose a spirit animal too. So as you use your own Norse hero, at some point you level up, or you'll be able to use your beast form, which gives you new abilities, and it's a fun times. So yeah, see, this is top. Yep, Kim loves this one too. It's a very good one. Definitely recommend taking a look at this one for sure. Like I said, all these top 4s are excellent games. So yeah, Altered Beast style. Yeah, the miniatures themselves are also beautiful. Like when you put in the beast form, I don't have it in this picture here, but it's actually a clear acrylic that you put your miniature inside. So you've got this like almost like a ghost or ethereal beast coming up behind your miniature of the character you're playing. It's very cool. Very cool. Number 4, Battleforge Berserker. Excellent game. Number 3, Threshold. This is by Open Owl Studios. Big surprise, an open world adventure game. I love open world adventure games. So you'll see a pattern with this through me. Anytime I see one of those games, I get excited in the board game form. But this one it does a lot of things right, honestly. A lot of things right. So it has a overworld area map here. You can see here where you can move around different spots. You put little markers to keep track of where the quests are and everything. Just make a quick tweak here. There we go. But down here you'll be managing your health and everything, your stamina, and it's a lot of deck building too, in the sense that like you will be customizing your deck based upon your levels and equipment you get, and that part is super fun. Like you can build the build variety is a lot. It's very high in this game. And it's fun to kind of like figure out different combinations of cards and what to make it work, what to build for each of your characters. And the other cool thing about it is when you get into battle, all you do is lay out one of these battle maps, and it's very simple on how the system works. But if I start a battle, like someone else in the game can come and join the battle later on, which is really cool how that whole functions. And each enemy has their own AI deck and how they work. You learn how each enemy has different tendencies and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot to like in this one. Really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what the storage solutions can be for this, because OpenOwl tends to have excellent storage, and that like it's just very easy to table the game, put it away, store everything, keep track of game state and stuff like that. And yes, you can back this on GameFound. Yep, this one I saw the note come out recently. So Threshold, yeah, excellent game. Yes, and they can join once they're done at the bar. Yes, came back to our playthrough, right? Kim decided to go to that bar and knock some heads around, and it was really fun. So like it was, yeah, it's got a the theme is these portals have open up, and you kind of escape your old world, which was being attacked by monsters. You made it to this peaceful world, and now these portals have reopened, and now enemies are pouring in. So you're trying to stop them and try to stop the enemies from pouring in. But at some point, you will go onto these big threshold dungeon crawls, which have their own unique element to it. But yeah, very fun game. Really like this one. That is Threshold by OpenOwl Studios. Number 2, Uprising: Curse of the Last Emperor. So this one came back to GameFound. Big fan of this game. Love this one. This is a big 4X fantasy game. So if you like managing units, like when I say 4X, it's like dealing with different factions and units, and normally, like, you think 4X, you think like tech trees and stuff like that. There's no tech trees here, but instead it's fantasy based. So you get powers and abilities, you go on quests and stuff like that. And this is one unique thing about this game is you have 2 enemy factions you're fighting against, and the enemy factions don't like each other. They will fight each other, which is kind of cool. So like the AI fights each other, and then which is good for you because you're not involved with the battle, right? Let them battle out. But the bad news is they will get points for it. And basically you try and get points. This one came back to GameFound, and they made a dedicated solo mode, which I was so happy for, because before he had to run 2 factions. And if you're playing solo, 2 factions is a lot to manage. There's a lot. It's very easy. And you can see down here, this card tray. It's very common to have 10 cards of different abilities, not to mention all the different unit effects and all the actions you can do, all the quests. There's winds up being a lot in the game. When you're managing 2, it does feel like a lot. So now you can play just 1, and it was a lot of fun. Really well designed, and they're adding in a new storage box solution, which looks beautiful. And that's why it's number 2, honestly, because they're just adding a bunch of things that sounds great. In addition to that, they adding not just winning by getting the most points by the end of how many chapters you want to play, generally 4 with the full game, but you can also have an additional goal, which is really cool. And the goals are kind of random how you want to play it, because like one of the house rules I like to do is cause an uprising, because the game's called Uprising, right? Which is basically down here, this is the capital city. If you're able to take it over, that was like a fun little side quest I would try to do. It wasn't necessarily for winning the game, but it was something I would try to do frequently if I could. But now you have like other side quests that are official in the game, which is really fun. So yeah, beautiful production, high quality game. You won't be disappointed with anything that Nemesis Games puts out for this one. Like, I've been always impressed with the quality of everything they do here. So huge fan of Uprising. Looking forward to that one coming out later. But yeah. Okay. Moving on to the last game on the list. Number 1. This one was a surprise for me. I was really not expecting it. But that was Restless. This game, we wound up playing a ton of. And it's an interesting game in the sense that, like, there's honestly not a whole lot to it, and there's more than what you see in the picture here, but this is a good, visual. The main part about the game is we have a overland map, and you'll be choosing a different creature to go exploring the different world here. You basically move to a location, roll some dice, D100 dice basically, 2 D10s. And then what you do, you look in the book for and read what you encounter. Like it's very random, very emergent in that sense. And then you will have combat, go on quests, find different encounters and stuff like that, and basically level up your hero on this board here. Now, what's interesting about this game is what does it do different? Like honestly, there's a ton of games that do this, and so that was the one hesitancy getting into it. Like, well, there's so many games that kind of do the same effect, but what set this aside for me is its execution was better than a lot of other games out there. In the sense that like the combat was fast, all these encounters you do, they're normally pretty quick, with some rare exceptions, but those are really fun to do when they're longer. And the book itself, so much variety. Like we played multiple sessions of this one. This full playthrough of it is 3 different chapters, and at the end of each chapter you fight a different boss. And even when we saw when we got to a similar like role or similar situation, even then it won't want to be different. So there's so much variety in this game. Big fan of this one. Absolutely love this. Like I said, it's weird because it's not doing anything that's like unique or different from like a lot of other games, but the execution just makes this one stand head and shoulders above a lot of other choices out there. So big fan of that one. So yes, hey David, how's it going? Hey Dan, how's it going? So, but that is the top 10 previews for 2025. Like I said, anything in the top 4, the Restless, Uprising, Battleforge, Berserker, and Threshold, all top-notch games. And when I was looking at this list after assembling it, I do like Restless was probably the most complete game, and I wonder if that had some bias being at my number 1. The other ones, if they were more complete, then maybe they would be at the number 1 too. I don't know. Who knows? I could definitely see this switching around more in the future. So, but hopefully that helps you in looking at some of these like campaigns from last year and maybe get an idea of what you might be interested in coming up in 2026. Because some of these are trying to deliver in 2026. I think later on, if I remember correctly, later 2026. But that is all I got for today. So relatively quick stream. So on this top list, like I said, I'll be doing more of these lists once a month. So they'll be in the same time slot, a Saturday morning like this for me. Ooh, Yogi, good question. Who's the best gameplay video of Restless? You might. Colin had a really good one. Mike has one too. I might lean. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. But definitely check out one of them too. The funny thing is, if you happen to watch Colin's playthrough, my playthrough of this one references his in a really funny way. So I was dying when something happened. I won't spoil it to you guys, but I reference his character in the game and something funny happened. So that's all I gotta say. Yeah, it was really good. But yeah, like I said, we'll be doing these lists every month. So I have a list of lists already set up. But if you have suggestions on lists you want to see, let me know. I'll get added to the list to do a list in the future. Yes, I'm being silly. Okay, and yeah, so this is a new content I'm trying to do every month. And then speaking of upcoming content, Monday we'll be doing our Marvel United crossover campaign like normal. But Wednesday will be a new content. That will be a recap. So this is also new. I'm going to do this every month as well. Recap is looking at the past games played that month and talking about them in more detail, giving more opinions on stuff like that. It's including games you haven't seen on the channel, because there's are games I played that don't hit the channel, so I can talk about those experiences. So that's coming up Wednesday. So 2 new content I'm trying to do monthly, recap and lists. So you should see that drop soon. Also, I am in contact with doing a preview soon for Flame and Forge. So that was going to happen earlier, but I got to double check and see when that was rescheduled. But I'll be doing a live stream with the designer in the near future for that one. Whenever the launch date is on that. I think it might be next week. I got to double check though. So Lots of fun happening. And if you guys like this type of content, like and subscribe help us the most. If you want to take it a step further, we do have a Ko-Fi or Patreon. And if anybody is in the US watching this, stay safe, stay warm. I know the winter storm's here. Hopefully everyone can avoid the ice and the cold, and maybe play some board games together. So yes, exactly, Greg. Stay safe this weekend if you're in the storm's path. I know we are. We're going to probably buckle down all weekend, but we'll be fine. So, all right. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time at the guild. Bye bye.